Hi everyone, this is Mike from Paxi Pro again, coming at you from my workshop slash garage, and wanted to share a little project with you. So we are doing a fencing project out at the Lone Oak Ranch, and we need some tooling that we've seen other people using, a stretcher bar and things of that nature. So given what we've seen online, I came up with my own ideas of what we might need and what I can do right here in my workshop to make our life a little easier. So I'd like to show you what I've come up with and share my ideas with you. And some of it's pretty simple, but why not give it a shot? Share what you know. So here we go. This is what I guess I call an anchor. Goes on my trailer hitch. I saw a lot of people pulling off of buckets on tractors and using winches and things like that, but I didn't see anybody using trailer hitch. But I don't have a tractor, so thought I would make something to anchor off of my truck, because my truck seems to be just as heavy or heavier than the tractors I saw people tying off to. And it's pretty simple. Different design, but hey, what can I say? There you go, you got a shackle. You can either hook your come along or chain or whatever up to that. And this here, it's a little extended, and I'll show you what that's for. But when it all comes down to it, the fence that I'm going to be pulling and stretching is 48 inches tall. And this is designed so that that shackle sits about 24 inches off the ground. So we're about dead center. And that makes it so that you're not pulling up at an angle or down into the ground when you're pulling your fence, and as long as you're pretty close to being level with the fence that you're pulling. So that's that, and I'll show you here pretty soon how it hooks up to the truck and the trailer hitch and how to use it. And over here is for unraveling my barbed wire. What I ended up doing is making something that would go into the bottom end of this. Turn it upside down, and that right there goes into that. And you'll see that I made that piece out of flat bar. And this piece right here, this just kind of helps support it. It leans up against the side of this thing when it's inside there. And your barbed wire goes on here, and this comes off here, this nut, or this bolt anyways, and basically it just spins as you drive down if you have the convenience of driving down the side of the fence. But coming over here, this is my stretcher bar, puller bar, whatever you want to call it. I saw designs, people using 2x4s, bolting them together. I saw stuff you could buy with wedges. I've seen in store things kind of like this, where you have this little piece of channel like this. It's smaller. It goes against a piece of flat bar, and you just wrap a chain around this. But I made these deal here. Shackles go onto it like that, and then you could just get a double leg chain, because that's what I have, double leg chain. And you just go ahead and give it a pull right from the center. You'll notice that there's extra bolts in the middle, but I had extra bolts when I bought them, and I figured more the merrier. And capped off the ends, put a little bit of a bend on it, just to hope, with the hope of it's gonna kind of bounce across the ground a little bit better rather than dig in. I don't know what it'll do, but we'll see when I take you out there with us. We'll give it a shot. So give me a minute. I'm gonna take all this outside, and we will go ahead and get it set up so that we can take a look and see how it fits on the truck before we actually go out and test it. So be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and installed the anchor on my trailer hitch just to make it a little bit easier to shoot. And as you can see, this hook is about 24 inches from the ground. The ground itself is at a slope because it's in my driveway, so this distance isn't true distance on a flat ground, but it'll do for now. So all you do is you hook up your shackle, your chain, your come along to this, and that puller bar that I built goes on the other end of the fence, and you go ahead and ratchet your come along until the fence is tight. If need be, you can inch forward with the truck and take up some more slack. That's one of the luxuries you have with this system. The only thing is some people may not have the room to use a pickup, but I do, so this is what I'm going to use. When it's time to put the barbed wire down, I have a different way of using this anchor. Pull the pin out here. I left the little cross pin out just to make it easy. And you turn it upside down. You slide this in here. And then our attachment for the barbed wire is going to slide in right here. Again, this is at a slope. That looks really, really close to the ground, but it's not as close as it would be on the flat ground because I've already tried it on flat ground. So we're good there. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get the attachment for the barbed wire. Okay. You come over here and you stick it in here. It slides right down. And as you can see, you got this little leg right here that holds and supports it. The barbed wire itself isn't that heavy, so you may not need it, but it takes some of the pressure off of this since it is just a piece welded onto this square tube here. You come over here and you take this off. Then I'll go get the barbed wire. I've already run some barbed wire by hand out there, so I have this piece right here that's not as heavy. Put it on, get that out of the way. And you might want to tighten this down with a crescent wrench or whatever the case may be. We'll leave it loose for now, just for demonstration purposes, but you drive along the fence line and it goes. So if you have a fence line that you can drive along to run barbed wire, this is ideal. And if you need to put it on the other side, all you need to do is simply take it off and turn it over. Now you can run from the other side of the truck. It's really versatile, and I think it's going to work really, really well. And I will be taking y'all out there with me when I test this out, along with the stretcher bar and the anchor itself. That's coming up really, really soon. So I hope y'all enjoy the video so far. Okay, so here we are again at the Lone Oak Ranch, and it's time to stretch this fence and give our system a shot here. We got the anchor on the truck, and I've got the wire already rolled out, as you can see. Make it easy on ourselves. I took the liberty of going through all the monotonous labor of rolling it out and getting the stretcher bar all hooked up with the chain and all of that. I even put a little tension on it. As you can see, all these bolts are right in the middle of the squares, which I designed it basically for my use, but I'm sure it'll fit on other size fences if you were to need it, I guess. Anyhow, everything's tightened down. Didn't feel like you needed to watch me go through all of that, so I spared you the details here. Got the chain all stretched, pulled up over here, and we have ourselves a come along hooked up over here. And so now what we're gonna do, I've already put some tension on it, as you can see. What I did is I pulled forward with the truck and put tension on it real quick. Actually worked pretty well. Everything's staying together. So I'm gonna finish this off. I'm gonna crank this handle here and we're gonna see what happens. So here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and crank on this thing and see what happens. Ooh, it's getting tight. All right, that's pretty tight. Let's stand that stretcher bar up and see what the rest of the fence does. Oh boy, look at that. You feel this fence? It is tight. Awesome, awesome. That worked out really, really good. So now all we really need to do is tie the fence off. We should be about done. Good deal. So there you have it. All that mess has been removed. Wire's been tied off here. Everything's released, the tension's released, and we have a nice tight fence here. So the anchor and puller bar worked out really, really well. I'm real happy. So hopefully somebody's going to be able to use that idea sometime down the line. So with that being said, we're finished for today, but we're going to come back with you and try out the barbed wire attachment for this fencing system, I guess you can call it. But that won't be today. I'm going to finish tying off all these T-posts and call it a day for today. So without further ado, I'm going to do it to it like Sonny Pruitt used to do it, and I'm going to get to it. So until we do the barbed wire, which will be the next cut of this video.
Somehow I managed to record part of this video without sound. That's okay, it gives me a chance to use the voiceover and video speed features on this software I'm using to edit this video. We went ahead and ran the first couple hundred feet by walking it down the line because I couldn't get my truck to it. Now we can go ahead and put the anchor on and get it all ready to go. You can see the receiver part of the anchor is pointing up in the air to receive the attachment for the barbed wire. Here I'm going to tell you that the way that thing's made, it misses the seams on the inside of the tubing, but it slides right in. Pretty easy. Take this nut off the end over here, or this bolt, whatever the hell you want to call it. Slide that barbed wire on. Watch out. That's why I'm wearing gloves. That is sharp. Few little turns. And grab the wrench. Go ahead and tighten it down. We're good to go. Ready to roll. Okay. Away we go. You can see the wire lays right alongside the fence. Doesn't jump all over the place or anything like that. It's actually a good thing. I couldn't record any sound. It's pretty noisy. Coming off the spool like that it is anyways. Here we'll go ahead and show you that you could actually put the tailgate down. There's some room underneath there still. And jump up and sit down and ride along as it unravels. Make sure nothing comes loose or anything like that. But it rolls out pretty easy. At the end of the day, you can run a long fence line with this, as long as you can drive along your fence line, that is. There's the end of the line. Time to finish up.
Well, there you go. That's the finished product. About 650 feet of fence with the Paxi Pro fencing system. We got a lot more to do, but for demonstration purposes, this will do for now. Won't drag you through the monotony of the rest of the fence since you all seen what really needed to be seen. So that's it for this stretch. Well, that does it for this video. We have a lot of other projects out here at the Lone Oak Ranch, so stay tuned for future projects. I hope you enjoyed our fencing system. It's just an idea I had. I hadn't seen anybody else do it, but that doesn't mean somebody else hasn't done it. Anyways, I hope you you get some use from my ideas. Hopefully what I've done and what I've shown you is able to give you some help in the future if you're doing a project like this on your own, because that's what I'm doing, just my wife and I. I'm going to do it to it like Sonny Pruitt used to do it, and I'm going to get to it because we have lots of work still to do. and hopefully in the future you'll see me again. Until then, be safe and have fun doing whatever it is you do. I'm out. Bye.